Good morning, everybody. This is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer. Ooh. Yeah. Wow, I got something yesterday. Hang on a second. Had to get rid of that. Oh my goodness. Yep, I'm all right. I really am. I'm only one cup in. I'm not awake. We're sitting here chatting in the stream. Nobody's awake, but we're here and we're playing Run8. Today I am sitting in the hovering over the, I'm not sitting anywhere, I'm hovering over the Baldwin Yard. And I'm on the southeast server that we launched earlier this week. And kind of looking over things, the consensus is that the tags that came with the DLCs in conjunction with the depots, configs, and the very populated Southeast are not making sense, at least not to the group. So what I am looking at today is just something very simple, very close to the Baldwin Yard, is right here, CMC Steel Florida. And this is an example of the issues that we're coming across with this. So there's be a lot of configuration up down on the server. I think all these cars are all ready to go out. They are. Are we doing some Conrail? You know what? I will drop a Conrail. So I'll drop Conrail power just for you, CSX. So Common down here, Conrail was down here, Seaboard was down here as well too. So, but anyway, we're looking at getting these cars out of the steel plant, and then I've got a string of cars here that need to go in. That'll be an easy move. And then right over here, there's a string of cars, but the CMC tag, well, the CMC tag cards need to be sorted out of there. And then I've got some questions because I've got some cars tagged Baldwin, and maybe somebody knows the answer. It's Baldwin LAC. So I did a little bit of research this morning as I was drinking my first cup of coffee and trying to figure out where CMC is. Is there another car right there? See, these cars came in tagged CTF, and like this one right here. And well, CTF would be over here as CMC, and yeah, it's I don't know. It's the tags are kind of messed up. I'm looking at the maps, trying to find out where things are at. So we're in fix-it mode on the southeast server, and we may end up, you know what, it would help if I want to start my, did I make, you know what, it kind of helps if you push the button to get the coffee to start, the water to start flowing through the coffee maker. Got my Keurig sitting right here next to me, and I need my second cup of coffee. So yeah, we got a lot of auto racks to deal with as well too. Baldwin, Taft A, TDSI, Baldwin, the Moncrief. So we got some cars to move out of Baldwin. But and then I mean I did bring these in. Hang on, let me look at something here. I'm gonna look at okay. So, yep, we're going to do this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of these. I'm going to come over here, go back into this. Let's get rid of, we'll get rid of this one. And I'm in a GP40 kind of mood here. And there's a GP40 Conrail. We're going to go ahead and add that. And by request, there we go, Conrail. We got some Conrail stuff there. So with a CSX leader. So interesting is that CSX ended up with majority of Conrail. The other less than half, less than 50% went to Norfolk Southern. So, all right, so let's go ahead. What? Oh my goodness, Jerry Brown. Hey man, the governor in the house. How you doing, Governor Brown? Good morning to you. Long time no see. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Uh-oh. We have a crucial problem. My Keurig is out of water. I did get my second cup of coffee, so I'm okay. I can make it through this with 2 cups. Maybe. All right. So I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go get this power going over here. Now the question is, should I stay with the Run8 or should I change that to something? I was looking to see if there was an MP15 for Conrail, but nope. You would think there would be. Entirely possible. Yeah, let's keep it Run8. Why not? I will say I had to be quiet right there because I love the way these things start up. All right. Now, to be fair, I know nothing about this plant. Hey, what's up, Bill? How you doing? Good morning. Know nothing about this plant. Literally know nothing about the southeast. Oh my goodness. There's a Sasquatch sighting. So today we're winging it, and whenever I wing it, I gotta tell you right now, I know there's gonna be a mistake. But I'm gonna rely on people who know this to kind of give me some heads up as I learn this route. And there's so much to do. I mean, the Northern California server, yeah, there's plenty of cars in there that need to be worked. Sparks needs to be worked. Then there's a lot of work that needs to be done on the Southwest Rail Simulation server, Southwest California. Everywhere we go, there's work. There's work to be done. Helps if I come off the brakes. Why are you going that way? You're going to start off with me already? Maybe if I put it actually in reverse. So we need to get together again, and I'm thinking another multiplayer session. I'm thinking maybe, honestly, I'm looking at, I think it's the second week of February. I'm off. So I'm thinking an entire week of multiplayer session on Southwest Rail Sims, Southwest map is what I'm leaning toward right now. Things change. I don't know what my plans are yet. I don't know what work's going to bring for me, but I am thinking that very thing, and just stream a couple of streams of those, but spend a lot of time on down here in the area. Now I spent a lot of time in the Met because that's where I live. So I know the Met. We got most of the industries with cars. I think there's a train down there in Fresno that I need to bring up to the Met. But before I bring it up, I gotta pull some cars out of one industry, so I can just bring cars up, set them out, take the ones out, and then AI the train off the map. So that might be later on today. Things I will be doing, I'll be hanging out in Discord. So if I'm not in either one of my Discords, hey, I'm like a moving target. If I'm not in either one of my Discords, I will probably be in the SRS Discord. Especially if I'm working on their map, I tend to be in their Discord. So, we'll just go with that. I was watching somebody else's stream, and they were streaming out of Baldwin, and there was an issue right here where this was pink, and I noticed that even for them it was pink. And if you've got this map and you've got that pink and you're trying to figure out what switch is open, you know, why is there mainline authority on it? There's not. There's actually a hidden switch. Search the area, go behind the trees, do it from a high point of view, you'll see it. And then just make sure that the switches are all aligned over there. They're just control switches, the way they had to set the map up. All right, we're going to F7 cheat, because I'm pretty sure, let me get back on the ground here. Yeah, nothing over here is laced up. So, I mean, I could do the same thing. Just take that and just lace it up, hit the F7 cheat. So these, I was supposed to. Why didn't it do it? Oh, never mind. I don't care. I'm trying to be fancy. I'm just gonna work. All right. So trying to figure out these tracks here. And I need to come back all the way down here. I don't think, yeah, I do. I've got some over here that I gotta come get. So I'm just running. Like I said, I'm just running around trying to figure this out. I need to get all these lined up and ready to go out so I can come over with the other cut, drop them, and then come back and start working with the plant switcher again. I don't think I have any more back here. When I was flying overhead, nope. But I've got a lot. A lot of track I can shove a long string down. People go, All right. Let me see. I need to pull these out. Yes, I need to pull these out so I can come down here, grab these, and then shove them. Seems like a plan. I don't know if it's a good plan. So, all right. Oh, let's see. I was talking about servers. AGS. Oh my God, we got, yeah, we have the AGS server going as well too. A lot of work over there that needs to be done. I got work everywhere. I was working the was it the A11, and it's, yeah, it's still have a massively long string in there, overabundance of cars. Goes the farmer, the lazy guy, wasn't paying attention when he started running on the server, and come on, you gonna pull? There we go. But yeah, wasn't paying attention when he started running on the server, ran the AB45, which is now the A45. And all these trains started spawning in. I'm like, okay, good, we got good active trains. Nope. Loaded up the receiving yard, and all those trains were cars. They were supply trains. So yeah, we have an overabundance of cars on the AGS, but that one was done right. That one was beautifully done. If you haven't played the AGS, or if you haven't gotten the AGS DLC, I definitely encourage you to have, you know, work your budget, set aside $40 a month. I think your next purchase needs to be the AGS. All right, let's start a countdown on this. I'm riding on the front end because, like I said, I don't know this, and I want to know where all the switches are, and yeah, I don't need a stretch force coupler and get all that shenanigans going. A lot of you guys are living in different parts of the country. You got some really unusual weather going on. There was somebody that I was talking to who lived down there in Pensacola, and he was, and They had a blizzard down there in Pensacola, and here I am in Central California, and I'm like whining over 30 degrees. All right, let's go ahead and hit some air. And there we are, we're clear of the switch. I can go back to the back end. All right, we are clear. And I want attach point. There we go. But yeah, I got home. What's up, Devious? You talking about the pink? Yeah, I was watching. I think it was you were watching the same video. I feel inclined to message him, um, and I definitely want to give a tip of the hat to my buddy and one of my yard masters here, Devin. He knew where that switch was because he had the same switch or the same issue. And I mean, I even took a locomotive and went around and welcome back, Jerry. Went around and like ran a locomotive over that diamond and around the Y, doing activating mainline authority and then relinquishing it and taking it and relinquishing it and to no avail. And then that's when Devin said, "Hey, I think I found something over here," and he showed me where the switch was at, and I flipped. Well, there's one switch that's not aligned, and the pink went away. And as soon as we had trains backed up too because of that. Because Otto's going to look at that going, okay, there's a switch thrown or there's mainline authority. I can't run anything over that. So we had trains backed up, and as soon as we threw that switch, man, trains started moving. So yeah, it's it's one of those things. Early on, and this includes, high rail simulations. This is actually a high rail simulations product, and they're releasing it through Run8 Studios. And there was that one time when you go to install it, and I still do it. There was an update file, and I grabbed the update file. The update file is no longer available. And I will say that the updater now does resolve the issue, but that once you installed the A-line and Waycross, there was an update file, and just out of habit, when I installed this, it's Waycross, A-line, run the updater under version 2, then I install Baldwin and Fitzgerald, which are version 3 products, then I run the installer to basically convert the version 2 stuff over to version 3, and then I run the updater, and that worked perfectly. And then I worked with one of my subscribers and who was having issues, and this is where he lives, so I get it. He needed to have CSX. This is his hometown. This is where he's at, I mean, and so he wanted that CSX stuff, and it was not installed as it should have been. I'll just put it that way. No error on his part. He just was not installed, and we tried everything and had to uninstall, basically delete it. You don't have to uninstall Run8, you just delete it and then reinstall it in the LazyFarmer manner. And yeah, it's up and running, and he's having a blast on this server. He's like a kid in a candy store, I'm telling you, man. And I've had a couple of new subscribers, brand new to Run8, that I've helped. And oh my God, it's like it takes me back to when I first got Run8 and that feeling of just wow, what an amazing simulator. So, oh yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay, you're talking about AGS then. All right, yeah, no, I mean yeah. I ran that. I was coming back devious with that A45 and. Yeah, and literally could not get it back into the receiving yard because it was overflowed. So I had to, shut the AI down so nothing else would come in. Shut down, the train spawner so nothing would spawn. And that's all we've been doing on the AGS is just cleaning up, running cars through industries, getting them off the map. And I think I see light at the end of the tunnel, no pun intended. But yeah, we're going to be getting to a point where it's like, okay, we're ready for more supply trains. And what we've been doing, especially on the NorCal server, it has been we've been working using the train builder. And yep, Ken, thank you. You sent me down that rabbit hole. That's been the ongoing joke because the train builder is an amazing piece of nice little utility. Um, Depending on what map you're on, you can pick, which local you want to get cars for. You can, let's go ahead and go grab these, and we'll go down and grab those. And then we're going to pull them out as far as we can get them. And then we'll come back, and then we'll run around, try to do a run around. I think we could do a run around. We may have to pull these out and move them over here, so I can come over here, grab these. Yeah. As I try to figure, I don't even think this is this even represented on the map? Oh, and here I am. Of course, I'm streaming. And, oh, okay. Hang on. Let's see. That's my daughter. Hang on. I gotta take care of my daughter. I gotta answer my daughter. Or my son, either one. Most of my daughter message. My son's so busy he doesn't message me. Jerry! Oh man, thanks for the membership. Oh, that's awesome. That music scares the crap out of me. I've even turned it down. It's still loud. All right, Mike, I'm just giving you a heads up. I just messaged. She wants to play video games. She's got time. Um, and I just let her know that you were on. So maybe we're looking at Devour or what else? Oh, Demonologist. So either one of those, and then we can try. I mean, Devin was supposed to be getting some new memory by Friday, so we'll see if he got memory. Then he can play. That's his biggest hang-up right now. And that's the other thing too. Now it might be my music's playing again. I don't know why, but anyway, thanks for the membership there, Jerry. I appreciate you so very much. All right, let's go ahead and back these up. Okay, the answer is okay. So she can play. Well, maybe this afternoon. I'm gonna start backing up while I'm messaging my daughter, or trying to back up. Oh, how about if I come off the brakes and give me some air? There we go. All right. And oh, somebody tried. Oh, hey, look at that! I actually got a. Wow. All right. They're doing their job finally. Somebody else. I didn't realize I got a phone call yesterday, and because usually when I'm working. My phone is muted. So anyway, all right. Let's get back to this. I'm muting this. So yes, now daughter, you're officially on ignore. This is gonna be nice and heavy. Well, these are all loaded. Well, actually, all the gondolas back here are loaded, but then I'm going to have some bulkhead flats that are loaded with beams. So this will actually be a nice heavy train to pull out. Future run too. We'll take this train and then the next set of cars, and we'll run up to Waycross, and that way they can be sorted over Waycross, and we'll find anything that's for Baldwin and bring it back down again. Do the Waycross Baldwin turn. So I know that. Well, let's see. It was like Devin sent me his config files, so I'm going to look at that, and we're going to take a look at those config files and see if if they're going to be functional, and I need to look to see if there's a train routing in there as well too, because trying to get these tags sorted, it may also be advantageous to actually just change out the tags to modern day tags. I did that originally on Mohawk and Selkirk server, and that one is still up and running too if you guys want to play up there in the Northeast CSX Conrail area. But it's up there. I found that operations guide, which is very good for the way with the current set of tags that come with the DLC, and how and the depot's configurations, and so that works. But I looked up the guide for here in the Southeast, and there is no such good guide. I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad actually. They spend more time talking about MOW flags than they do about tags and destinations and anything else that would actually mean something to people trying to play, especially those people trying to play for the first time. All right. It looks like I have a conductor here, so I'm going to go ride this car here. I'm going to let him flip switches. I need to put the names over that so I can see who's who running around down here. What's up? How you doing, Mr. Tydeck? Why am I not at work? Because somebody else took the gig this weekend, which is fine. I mean, other people are starting to step up, and I wasn't really feeling like, oh, it's you, Ken. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't really feeling it to work anyway, and I've put a lot of extra time in this the first half of the year. And honestly, during Thanksgiving break, I worked. Christmas break, I worked. And now it's like, you know what? Somebody else has got to do some of this stuff. Now, next weekend, it's more likely I'm going to end up working next weekends, which means that the Run8 stream will be on Sunday. And that's just because my name I'm next in the rotation, and I just don't say no. Well, I say up until recently I haven't said no. Now it's like, no, you know what? I want my weekend. I want my 3-day weekend. And we've got that full week off in the middle of February. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be like, no, I want my full week off. Sorry, somebody else is going to have to step up and do something else. So. And there's a whole other long backstory. Now, what did you miss? Not a lot. I'm just still trying to gather all these cars here so that I could bring that other train over and then take these out and put them over there in the Baldwin Yard. Thank you, sir. Copy that. Coming on back. Trying to, at least. I'm making this little, well, I mean, my dyslexia, you misspelled back. My dyslexia corrected it, so that's okay. So then we're going to get that. We'll jump over once I get all these gathered. So this is the last set of string of gondolas, and then I actually, now I think about it, I probably should have grabbed the bulkhead flats first because they're loaded. So I'm going to have loaded, empty, loaded. That's a disaster waiting to happen. I'll turn it over to Norfolk Southern and let them deal with it. Oh, these cars go to a meeting. I see that. I see that. I know it's Montgomery, but it's like I see MTG meetings. Oh, it's a meeting. All right, so now we're going to grab these and hit the brake. We'll use independent brake just to hold it. And F7 cheat. I'm on the ground. All right, I'm going to go to the front. Let's go to the front end. It's a pretty good string of cars. All right, I am going to pull, and I think, well, let's go up here and see how far I can pull them up. Go forward. Try to do it just one unit. I was actually even contemplating just using one unit to bring the cars over. Still might do that. Might get rid of that CSX and just make it a Conrail. Yeah, I know. I'm going to have to bring these up, Ken, and I'm either going to move them, if I can clear the switch and then come back and do a runaround. I believe I can. And then I'll pull them out and then stick them on the back end of this thing, and then I can actually bring the other train in and just put them on the far track to my left, and then use the switcher to start bringing things into, putting them in place. And I have ideas too. This is, I mean, if there's anything that I'm good at is ideas, whether they stick or not. See, I thought I could. I was looking at the map and it looks like I could too, but you know, I'm not that familiar. I may have to pull out. I'm going to try to see how far up I can go with this. If I can get the entire string to clear this switch, that will be pretty spot on. I'll like that. Okay. So we got the countdown. It looks like we're about 1,900 feet. What is my train stat? Oh, 1,868 feet. At only 2,000 tons. This is baby poop. So, and of course I got to do the obligatory commercial. I got to find my little thing. But if you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Turn on the notifications so you know when I'm streaming next or post a video, and give me a thumbs up. And then, of course, share it out. If you know of anybody that's looking for the best farming simulator out there, farming simulator, train simulator. I'm gonna do farm sim too. I didn't do that last night. I was supposed to, and that's on my mind. I'm going to. There's a switch up here that I'm trying to clear. I'm trying to see if I can get past this switch, and then out here on the leads, and just leave it out here on the lead. So I'm looking at the one that's up in front of me. I got about 1,100 feet. I do not think I'm going to make it. But at least I know I'm clear back there. So I'll take it up as far as I can take it. But yeah, if you know if anybody's looking for the best, and that's the thing, I was talking to somebody else that was like, they're talking, and this was at work, and they're like, oh yeah, I play, Train Sim World. It's okay. I'm looking for a really good train simulator. And then I looked at them and went, if only I knew of one. And they were looking at me like, what? And then I pointed them toward my channel, and they're like, subscribe. This is, they're like, I think this is exactly what I'm looking for. All right, I'm about to bring this to a stop here. Let's go with about 10 pounds should be enough. We're only creeping here. All right, I'm on the ground, and I could actually pull up a little bit more, but I don't know. This is good enough. Good enough for government work. All right. Setting a lot more handbrakes. I think it was on the AGS that I only set like 2 or 3 handbrakes, and then I cut the locomotive loose. And the car started rolling. And there was a sheet that just came out that was how many handbrakes to set per the weight of the train. Very interesting. I think I've been very lucky, if there's any legitimacy to that. All right. You feel like a dispatcher? Oh, hey. So, you know what you could do now, Mike? You can set up a second instance of Railroader and use that one, launch it in headless mode so it doesn't take that much resources. Have that one up on your second monitor, and there's your dispatch. And then off of that, you could actually run the external dispatcher from dispatcher.net and have a lot more flexibility. And if everybody's got it, what I was just saying there, you can have multiple instances of Run8 going. And as a matter of fact, when you buy the base game, you're given a server that comes along with it. And in the files, there is a server configuration file. And you can modify that file, back up the original one, modify the server configuration file. I use Notepad++ for that. And there we go. Yeah, and then and that's what I do sometimes if I don't need the maps or anything. That's where my third monitor is going to come in handy. But you can you have your primary one that you play, Run8 that you play on. The secondary Run8 is you launch that one up, and it comes up headless, so which means there's no graphics other than the dispatch screen. You can put that on your second monitor. Now you've got a dispatcher. So you can if you like to play solo, and not be a part of. Yeah, Wimpy says, yeah, they said handbrakes based on percentage. From what I read, I usually like 5% to 10% of loaded cars. The runaway must have been starting. Hey, my first experience, Wimpy, was in Run8. Not setting handbrakes, and and then all of a sudden I go back to go get the string of cars that I thought was working. And they were gone. Yeah, that was in the Bladwin Yard. They were actually heading back toward Needles. So here's the thing, most places in Run8 1 to 2, maybe 3 handbrakes will hold a train. There are some places where you really need to set a lot of handbrakes based upon the weight of the train. But set your handbrakes. Too many handbrakes is a good thing. There's no such thing as handbrake. You can always do the shift F5 on the keyboard and just tie the entire train down and then release the handbrakes on your locomotives. There's always that too, if you want a quick and easy way of doing it. So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll be hanging out. Well, today I was going to hang out in Discord, but now my daughter wants to play games, and honestly, I mean, I'm surprised she asked me because she knows I stream every Saturday morning, unless I'm working. So. Alright, so she's on, Mike. 10 o'clock, as soon as I'm done streaming, we're playing Demonologist. I might record that and put that up as a video. See, I saw they came out with, was it Clamsden or Calmsden, and then there was an Iowa map that they came out with as well too. So now here's my thing. Okay, you guys do you. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I am saying I'm coming back. Obviously, Ken. Here. There we go. Now you know I'm coming back. But if it's not on the in-game, if it's not on the in-game mod hub for Farm Sim 25, I don't grab it. I've had some very bad experiences with viruses. I'm getting the wave to come on through the switch. Alrighty. And we're going to go past this one down here. About 10 pounds on the independent brake. Bring this to a stop. Alright, I'm getting the wave to come on forward. I forgot to do that, and then good. Okay. Yeah, I actually for Farm Sim, it's pretty much the Farm Sim guy, or was it Farmer Cop are the two guys that I watch. So but I'm telling you, I've got the Stevie mod. And that is for anybody, like the mods I use or the Stevie map. If you want to download it, I have it up in my Google Drive. The link is actually on my primary Discord server. And if you want to grab it, just go ahead and what's up, Andrew? There's my buddy Andrew. Good morning, sir. Go wake your brother up. Tell him I'm doing trains. Your brother had the audacity to come up to me and go, hey man, when are you going to stream? I'm like, I stream every Saturday morning or Sunday morning. It depends on if I work on Saturdays. And he's like, oh, I keep missing your stream. Get out of bed. Heck, you don't even have to get out of bed. Just grab your laptops and just you can watch it while you're laying in bed. I think I just got the one string in here. Or do I have two? We'll do a brief low fly. I'm going to slow down. That's a little too slow. Alright. You get on the ground. So, yep, these are not... Alright, Jerry. Hey, thanks for showing up, buddy. I love it, man. You're one of those guys that's like, I haven't seen you in a long time. Yep. Just one string. Thank you, sir. All right, so let's go ahead, the F7 cheat. We're going to lace up all these cars, get air in all of them. It's not really a cheat. If it's actually part of the simulator, is it a cheat? They need to fix the slow speed on these MP15s. Of course he is. You know what? I don't want to hear that he's not. You know what? Hang on a second. I forgot to do something with these locomotives. Let me get on the ground here. Turn the bell off. Hold down F11 and click on the side. And I want to come here. Yeah, we're set to. No wonder. Let's put the switch 1. There we go. All right. Now I can go ahead and get back on the ground. That's why I was feeling a little bit gutless. All right. I just realized I didn't even have my lights on, man. I'm just jumping in and going. No lights, no horns, no bells, nothing. Oh my, yeah, see, that's what happens when I start playing Run 8 and only have like 1 cup of coffee. So, alright, so my plan for the day is this. I got to make up for Farm Sim yesterday. So, I didn't do it. I got home, and when I got to the house, I ate something, and then like all of a sudden it just was not good. I'm just going to say it was just not good. So, and didn't feel right. Things weren't acting right. We'll just put it that way. So I went and laid down, and all was good. So I will take a break. I'll do Run 8. I've got, well, let's see, about another hour to go. Let's start the countdown on this so I know when to come to a stop. I do have a conductor in the back. He'll let me know as well too. When I clear that switch, and then I can start pushing back, and then we'll go ahead and put these back into the back end of that other cut of cars. And then this industry is clear. We'll go over and get the cars from the Baldwin Yard over there. And we'll bring them over, and then we'll use the switcher, and we'll take the one that we just set out, and yet the same. So I got it from you. That's what happens when you play on the Southwest server. You get sick. No, I don't know. I just didn't feel right, and I know it's. I mean, I spent all my entire day outside. You know, so. Most of you guys say, oh yeah, you know, it's 8 degrees here, it's -10, you know, and that's cold weather, but I bet you guys aren't working outside all day, and it's like been in the low 30s, it's been freezing, so much frost that it's been looking like it's snowing. And being here in the Central Valley of California, what does cold air do? It sinks and it finds the lowest point, and where I live it tends to be the lowest point, and after weeks and weeks and weeks of that, it kind of gets on you. Alright, clear, coming to a stop. Got about 10 pounds, 11 pounds on the train. Alright, going back to the back end. I mean, I could go into Discord and have, you know, Ken actually talk to me like a legit. Got a third one, good to come back. But why am I not in Discord? Well, am I in reverse? Hang on a second. That's right, I am in reverse. I need to go forward. Oops. I need to go the other forward. Or the other back. There we go. So the only reason I'm not in Discord is, I mean, I need to make the operating sessions kind of special. So when it comes time to do an operating session. And I am, like I said, I'm looking at, I think it's like in 2 weeks. I have an entire week off. So even when I'm not streaming, my plan is to be on the SRS and trying to get that, because they got a lot of work and they're not getting a lot of people. They used to be one of the biggest servers out there, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, there are people who left. I don't know why. They run a good operation, and in fact, their use, and Ken's one, the admin over there, he knows that their use of Google Sheets is really making me take a look at Google Sheets as opposed to using Discord for the job orders. I think it might be something that we can implement. We might implement it a little bit differently. It's not going to be an exact copy. I want to thank, tip of the hat, to Mike, my yard master. One of my yard masters actually came up with Google Sheets so that we could actually start running servicing on locomotives, and not the road power. Road power comes and goes. This is the all the locomotives that are used for the locals, and it's based off of time, so that when a job is taken, the clock starts ticking. When the job is relinquished, the clock stops. And when it counts down to 0, it's time to send those locomotives to the yard, and then another clock starts. And when they're in the shop, and it takes, I think we got it set for like 30 days, legitimately 30 days, those locomotives are sitting in the shop being serviced and inspected. So it creates another set of work orders to where, we have to send a train over the mountain from, say, Roseville to Sparks, and that's dead in tow, so that it's replacing, they have some replacements to be used for their locals, and then the other ones get sent back to Roseville dead in tow to the repair facility. Even though they have not really modeled Roseville 100%. And this is where I mean, I'd like to get a hold of everything and figure out how to redo Roseville. So, all right, we are connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down here on the ground. Let me go ahead. We're going to connect these hoses here. I'm not going to do, well, I'm just going to F7 cheat it. There we go. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. The Shift F5 basically locks down everything. Puts handbrakes on all the cars. We're all good. I'm going to come back. I'm going to pull this locomotive off because it doesn't need to be connected. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to close the angle cock on that. We're going to open the coupler and click on the locomotive, take off the handbrake, and we're going to go in reverse. Now, reverse is actually subjective, depending on what I'm doing. I mean, right now it's set for long hood lead. I could have gone to short hood lead or single mode. But, all right. So for right now, we're going to shut that down. We're going to tie this one down, put handbrakes, put it into isolate, shut it off. There needs to be a better shutdown process than just shutting it off. But it is. Okay, so that one's done. Let's go. Oh, I need to click on this and relinquish it as well too. We're going to free fly, and I'm going to go to the Baldwin Yard over here. Here you go, CSX. Time for some Conrail. So we're going to get on the ground. Let's start these up. Oh my God. You know what? If you don't have a rail driver, get it because there's a subwoofer that's built into the rail driver. I have a subwoofer on the floor. I've got the subwoofer going on the rail driver, and I've got it turned all the way up. My desk is literally shaking. There's a vibration in my coffee cup. So, all right, let's go ahead and finish going. We'll automatically MU these. Auto circuit breakers, auto air between the two of them. So the locomotives are good. I'm not going to put the AEOT on. So, but I got to do one more thing though too. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on tagger. I need to change the tag on this. So let me grab my keyboard. Oops. 385, I believe is what it is. So the Y385 works all of the industries out of the yard. It doesn't go out and do a turn, go from between yards and like that. It's just straight out of the yard and then back again. All right, and we're going to pull out, and then we need the cut of cars. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Oh, it's right here. This one. So the tag Baldwin Y385 and then CSF, which is over there. Actually, now I just realized too. Hang on. They're coming in as CFF. These, see, I need to, I've got an option here. I need to go into the config files because if these cars, which were Y385 for this industry in the order builder, is CMC, but yet the cars dropped in as CSF. So, I got options. I can change the industry and put it to CSF, which would match the map that comes from the depot, or I could change the car tags to CMC, which in this case, I'll put them in there in order to get the cars to turn. I would have to do that, which means also too I got to go into the order builder and make sure I change the tags on that. So I will be doing a how-to video on the order builder. So it's really cool if you're interested in the order builder. Like I said, you can get it off of the depot's forums. Go to the third-party support, and you can find the file there. I may actually even put the file up on my Discord as well too, so you can grab it from me. So I have some options, and I'm really leaning toward changing the order builder and keeping it. But anyway, so to change all these to CMC, because it's over here, and I've got CMC-C, CMC-G, so we'll be changing tags as we drop them in. So that would seem like it would be the right thing to do. So basically what we're looking at, let's go free fly mode here. So we have the CMCF, so that would be flat cars. We could even do B for bulk. Well, B would be box car, but the flat cars go in here. So you have a different industries. In this one big industry, they did set up, and this is something that I do myself too. So we have CMC-C, this is where the coil cars get loaded on this track, and then back here we have CMC-G for the gondolas. So that's when we get the train over here. We're going to start changing tags on the cars, so that way the car tags match where they need to go, and they will actually get worked. So, all right, here we go. Let's get back on the ground again, and then run through the trees. Look, I'm trespassing in Baldwin Yard. I'd love to see you cover the order builder. I've played with it a bit, but could use some guidance. I'm actually going to go drill down on it because one of the easiest ways to manipulate your orders is by turning it into a CSV file. And this is what I was showing Mike, and it's so easy to use. It really is. Once you see it, you're going, oh my goodness. And then that way you can actually export your trains to Google Sheets, or any other Excel or any other program like Google Sheets or Excel. Oh, I like that horn. But yeah, no, it's really, and then if you know a lot of the different functions on Google Sheets and how easy it is to change stuff. There was a, I got, is there, because I got version 1. Did he come out with another one? Because I know he just came out with version 1 like the end of last week. I can't see. And honestly, I blame Ken. Ken's the one that sent me down that rabbit hole. Oh, Ken, what are you doing? I gotta back up and grab those cars. I need this switch right here thrown. I think my conductor just quit. Oh, he added the AGS. Okay. There's a way, too. That was the other thing I was trying to wrap my head around. That, you know, well, now that he's added the AGS, I don't have to worry about it, but I was trying to figure out how to add the AGS. We gotta go back down to this switch down here, too. So, alright, well, I'll grab the new one, and then I'll do my... But it is... Yeah, the horn's awesome. I think that is... Let's see. Left control F3 brings it up. Oh, it's the CSX horn. I'm actually using the CSX K5. Yeah, K5HL is what I'm using. And then the other one that I grabbed that sounded good on the enhancement Discord, but in game sounds terrible, is the one from Norfolk Southern. So I'm just going to keep with there. I'll keep with that one. So. Alright, we'll back this up. Yep. There we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do though, a little different here. The F7 air brake cheat, I'm going to turn off the air. So now when I hit F7, it's just going to lace up the hoses and connect the, flip the angle cocks for me. So that's it. And you can see here, angle cocks and air hoses. There's no air. So now, I can turn the bell off. So this one, I am going to go full open on that one. That's okay. Let's go down to the end. Alright, it is closed. I am going to attach a flag. Let's go back up to the front. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go partial because I don't want to dump the PCS. And I wonder if this is, let's see, oops, hang on. Let's see, let's do, if that's any easier to see for you guys. And yeah, I'm taking that from Spur. He had his set to white, and I was like, wow, it's really easy to see that. So All right, so we're down below 70. That's my rule of thumb. Was once, oh no, I'm sorry. CFM is 150. I was looking at the brake cylinder. So we're still waiting for this to air up. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and hit some hand brakes on the locomotives. And we're in neutral. I'm going to go to notch 3. Just going to notch 2. You see the brake cylinders opened up. So, and the CFMs are starting to come down. So it's airing the train up. So we're going to take some time to air this train up. So I'm doing this to kind of show anybody, especially anybody who's just like out there lurking, and that lurking's good, okay? Lurking is okay. But for anybody that's like looking for a train simulator, I want to show some more things. I think I've kind of gotten away from it, of how you can play Run8. This is my virtual model railroad. It scratches the model railroading itch. And honestly, for me, it scratches it better than what Trains does, which is a model railroading simulator. But as far as realism on how trains operate, the physics, everything. I mean, and the graphics are pretty decent as well too. How configurable Run8 is. I just talked a moment about how you can change the industries. You can change how the cars are the tagging for the cars as they come in. This string was done by the order builder, so I need to go in and change the order builder, which is extremely configurable. Run8 by far is the best, most configurable train simulator out there. And I don't want to mention this one guy that streams a lot of trains. Trains is beautiful. I mean, I don't mind playing around with trains, but I keep coming here. So anyway, and his thing was, I asked him, I said, okay, how do you get trains to spawn on your layout? And what it is it's just like you would do in real life. You know, you get a model railroad car and you place it on the tracks. Well, it's the same thing in trains. And his comment back to me is, it does not have in his words, sadly, it does not have a train spawner like Run8 does. And I'm like, okay. That was enough. I mean, so I have trains, and I keep it around just because I want to play with the layout editor and get more used with that and build my own layout. But other than that, yeah, anything I want to do with trains, I do it either here on Run8 or Railroader. And to be honest with you, I haven't been on Railroader in a while. I played Railroader when it first came out, and then I came back to Run8, and I'm like, yeah, no, I think I like Run8 better. So, not saying Railroader is bad. I'm not saying that at all, guys. In fact, I think Railroader is an extremely beautiful game, and I love the way it plays. The farmer just prefers Run8. So, all right, we're down to 108. We were up to 150, whereas like we had like air just flowing through. But yeah, we're running here. 3 notches in neutral. Handbrakes are on all across the train, so we're not going to take off flying. And as soon as our airflow drops down to about 70, I can go full open on the angle cock here. So that's all I'm waiting on is the airflow. So main reservoir needs to come up. Emergency reservoir needs to come up. Brake pipe needs to come up. So this one and here should be at 90. This one should be about 130. So clear for movement, forward to signal. Copy. So CSX 6081, copy. There we go. There. Okay. So, but still waiting to air up. So actually I want to take a look because I've got these let's go do a free fly here for a moment. I want to look at some. That's the outbound coming back over. So the open gondolas, which are here loaded, would go over here, and hopefully we got enough room for all those. And well, actually we do. Here, here, over here, which I could actually extend that out a little bit more. And same thing on this side, extend that out a little bit more to give more room. So I got 4 tracks for the open gondolas, 2 tracks for the flats. I think 2 tracks for, I got 1 track, and this one's sitting on it. That's all right. So I got 1 track for the coil. I'm looking for one. I think we're missing an industry over here. So empty coil cars, empty flats, but then I also have the covered hoppers, and I don't see, I'm not seeing an industry for the covered hoppers. I give me 2. Okay, it looks like he gave me two places for coil car loading. That's awesome. But eye candy coming. Where? 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 No, not down here. And that's as far as it goes, is down there. It's got to be down here on the Y. Let's go to the Y while we're airing up. He says eye candy coming. I don't see anything. Oh well. Oh, right there. Ah, right in front of me. Let's get on the ground. Here we go. Q188. Pig. Piggyback. All right, so I have an industry that has four different types of cars coming in, but only 3 locations to put them. So I need to come up with another location to go with for the covered hoppers. So I'll make a note of that. We'll work on that later. Tampa to Jack's Ramp. That's a fun one too. If you like working with intermodals, Jack's Ramp is challenging. Yeah, Tampa to Jack. See, that's the thing is I do not know CSX tags. So, I mean that's the configuration side of it. I mean, I know UP tags, I know BNSF. To me, they make sense. Why all the other railroads don't use that kind of tagging system, I don't know. I mean, you can look at a train and just know, BAR to BAK, Barstow to Bakersfield. So why don't we do, BLD, do a tagging system, BLD to JAX, which would be Baldwin to Jack's Ramp, or Baldwin Jack ramp is jacked right now. This whole, you know what? This whole server is jacked up right now. And it's the same thing with what I'm playing with on the Southwest server, my Southwest server, which is private. And I ended up deleting every single eye candy train, through freights, all that kind of stuff. That'd be awesome. I'll take any information because I went looking. I was looking at the Bullsheet website. Yes, I said it, Bullsheet. And a lot of people have referenced back to that, and I went and referenced back to it. It cleared up some of the stuff, but not 100%. So that was actually kind of a nice run by. I like that. All right, we actually have to get over there too, by the way, in order to get into this yard. But let's go ahead and pull out. Let's just start making the move because we're going to have to pull out and then push back. So, CFM is down to 51, so I can go ahead and open that angle cock up. Almost forgot what I was doing here. So we're going to go full open. It comes back up. Main reservoir is at 126, well, so that's good. Emergency reservoir 90, brake pipe 89. So we are actually good to start moving. All right, so I'm going to hit F5 to release all the handbrakes. Whoops, I can't do that. That error is because I'm still notched up. Let's take it down a notch. Now I can go into forward. Hey, you know what? Anything is better than nothing. All right, let's go to notch 2. We're going to stretch this. I think we're good. Let's get off of slow speed. That'll help. Now, for the GPs and all the other locomotives, slow speed works like it's supposed to. It's the MP15s that they don't really like going backwards and forwards. Slow speed tends to kind of get a little jacked up. So, all right, let's go ahead and we'll pull this forward. And then we got to get over to our right. Mr. Conductor, sir. And we're going to push this train into that industry. We'll grab that other string, and then we're just basically going to put them right back here in Baldwin. And we can build a train to go from Baldwin to Waycross. Time allotting. We're already an hour and a half into hour and 20 minutes into this one. And I have a date with my daughter, so, yeah. I need to do something with this too, because I don't like that they have that sitting up there blocking, basically, fouling the switch. What's up, SP Bob? Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing today? Yep, we're going to get to about 10 miles an hour here. Then I'll hit slow speed back on, cruise control, whatever you want to call it. You're still above ground. I'm glad to hear that. That's a good thing. How are things up there in the NorCal area? The main reason for working safe, because safety third. Yeah, it's a little chilly down here too. Let's see, do I even have dispatch turned? Oh, dispatch should be on. Yeah, it's on. Awesome. Okay. But I don't like talking to Otto. If Otto's drunk, he just yells at me. I'm waiting on at least one train. I've been seeing that one a lot lately, and usually the train that I'm waiting on is me. Yeah, I'm thinking I might need to take over. Because I think I need to go down that lead right there. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let me turn auto off. Wait for that to time out. That's what I need to do. I don't want a timeout. I need to do... Whoops. I'm all messed up right now. Alright, we're going to do this one here. I need to pull up and then back in and go down that lead right there. Alright, let's get back in it. Copy that. Let me pull the map up, make sure I'm doing this one right. I'm coming out. Yeah, I gotta go past and then push back in order to get to it. So, and that's on the track to your, well, to my right over here. So basically I can go past the signal, cross over the Y, we'll block the Y, and then I gotta push back. We'll push into that industry, and then we'll go ahead and do the reverse action, grab the cars coming out of that industry, and then we will pull up and push back into the yard and basically go right back down the same tracks I just came out of. Alright, sir, I've unlocked those switches, so when I roll by you should be able to flip them. Ken, when we're done here on the stream, are you going to stay here on this, or are you going to go back over to SRS? I'm going to start a countdown timer on this switch right here. Just after I get past it, right there. Now we got about 3,100 feet. Not sure? Okay. Because I think after I get done, if you're not going to be over on SRS, I think I'm going to take a look at your sheet, and then look at Devin's configuration from my local map. Yeah, I got laundry to do too. So, but anyway, I got to take a look, because then I need to look at industries and just make a decision whether I want to use modern CSX tagging, or because this map was developed about the same time the Southwest was developed, which is pretty much 1995 to 2005 era. And so that's the tagging system that they used, and trying to find information. Unless anybody has any resources, you can DM me or put it in a chat. There, if they don't have that attention. But anyway, that's, if I can find the old tagging system that CSX used, and I mean 10 to go. You say 10 to go, I'm looking at almost 1,700 feet. But I'll trust in you. I'm about 1,100 feet. I wonder how often a day those intersections get blocked by trains coming doing exactly this. $600 feet to go. All right, we're going to go ahead and coast, come off the notches. 200 feet. Applying some train brake. Start to feather that a little bit. 50 feet, which is about at 1 car average. Yeah, that'll do from the conductor. That'll do. All right, waiting for the clear to come back. CSX 6081. Pull forward a bit. I was showing about 4 feet remaining. A movement on the back. That should be more than plenty. Clear to come back. 10 pounds, bring her to a stop. This move here is going to go all the way back into the yard. Well, into CMC. I seem to have more auto issues on the southeast than any other route. I'm glad Run8 makes it easy enough to manipulate switches and signals to accommodate these situations. I think he falls asleep too easily in the warm, humid climate. Yeah, I agree with that one. I know that up on the Met, they bring cars in to Ernest and Julio Gallo, and some of those cars are tank cars full of tequila because E&J owns a tequila distillery down in Mexico. So they bring it up to California, and I swear to God, Otto was on top of one of those tank cars with a straw. He needs help. We need to pray for Otto. Someone needs to get him gathered up, get him to AA, maybe a little bit of NA as well too. But all kidding aside, gotta step away for a minute, but clear into industry. Thank you, sir. All right, I'm gonna go. Let's get down to the end. Ooh, I'm moving here. Let's get down to the end. Get on the attach point. Ooh, I was trying to get on the attach point. I got ran over by a car. Look, it's the runaway train incident. All right, I can watch the back end, protecting the back end of the train as I'm pushing back. Ken should have me in all the way to the industry, down one of the open tracks into the industry. So, and then once I'm clear of everything, let's see on dispatch. Yep, he's got me CSX 6081 right there. Oh, CSXT. I'm sorry, I forgot there's a CSX and CSXT, and the pink is because that switch is thrown into the industry. So that'd be nice if it was pink, if they had pink for mainline authority, and then maybe purple or something for an open switch. But either way, if you see pink on any map, you know that there's an issue there. We don't want pink. We want to resolve those. And knowing my luck, I Am Groot was having fun on this map. This is where he lives, and he did a road train, brought it into, he brought it into Waycross, and no sooner did he hit Waycross, he set a car on the ground. It happens. And it kind of helps the fact that I have everything turned up on high, so I'm back, still clearing the industry. Welcome back, sir. Thank you. Up there, you're on the ground. Yep, I see it to switch. I see the yellow flags. I can even zoom in a little bit. So yellow means that it is set to reverse. I need to, and I see that's the other thing. I need to know the tags for like those because there's some trains that are here. They're in for those auto racks that I could probably get some locomotives on, get them out, build a long train, then just AI them to get it off the map and clear out Baldwin. And I think this is where Spur. Oh, that switch needs to go. I need to buy diverge. Oh no. Let's get on the ground. Run up. There we go. I want to go down that switch. Oh, I didn't want to hit that button, but that's okay. I'll take it because that saved a mistake. There we go. Yeah, my plan was, and this is my fault for not saying, but I wanted to come down the outside here, and I think I can push the whole thing in and not block industries. There we go. Let's keep pushing. Because I think, I could be wrong, but I think that for the coil cars, the two tracks to my left are the industry. And then somewhere, I don't know where, but I don't know where. I have to take a look to see where those, I don't think they put it. I think they have them here. I think they assigned those covered hoppers to come here, but there's no, oh yeah, you're good. It was my fault because I did not explain myself. But I think those covered hoppers are supposed to, there's no industry to process those. So unless I just create CMC or go back, and since the order builder is tagging things as CSF, the configuration's calling for cars for CSF, so maybe I just need to come back and re-tag it in the industry to CSF so it matches up with the depot's set it up with the depot maps. That way, people who want to come on the server and play are not going to get confused. And that's ultimately my goal: is hey, you come on to play, you're not going to be confused. I did not set a timer when I made it onto this over here, so let's see. Too bad this don't work. It'd be nice to see the weight of the cars come in. So I don't think we need to push in all the way, just as long as we're clear of that signal, or not signal, that switch. And then I can, cut the locomotives off and then go over to the other side, pick up the outbounds, and then we can go from there. And then that should bring us... Hey, have a great weekend, Devious. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later. Yeah, I think over here, these two over here are the, worst case, I could put unloading in here as well too, but that would block all three. I just got to find a place to put the covered hoppers as an industry. Where's my book? I got one of those little college notebook things that I make notes in. Clear of the main. Here we go. Clear the switch. All right, I'm going to come off the notches here. Was that the switch that's in the industry? Okay. I'm bringing her to a stop. We got about 10 pounds on the train. CMC change back to CSF. So for that's, what is it on the map? Oh yeah, CMC Steel Florida, so CSF. And then, so that way you don't have to change the order builder or the rest, everything else in the game. And then add covered hopper. Industry. Okay, add cover hopper. I got my notes, so after I'm done goofing around with my daughter, hunting demons, then, all right, so let's go ahead and Shift F5. We're going to go ahead and tie down the entire train. Go up to the front. I can turn that off. Close the angle cock. Take off the handbrake. Take off the handbrake. It rolled back a little bit. Not enough though. Let's go ahead and not just enough to push back. Release the tension. Go ahead, uncouple. Pull forward. All right. And now we're going to go grab those cars on the other side. I think we still own, no we don't. So I'll need to get a light when we come out. But I did turn auto off, so there's trains not moving right now. All right, gonna count down on these locomotives. Should we clear that switch? Some independent brake, about 10 pounds, more, about 9 pounds there, just enough to stop it. All right, and let's see. I see, okay, I'm gonna go back to the back here. Flip that switch. And we're clear to come back into that cut of cars. And then we're just going to pull out and then go back and we'll drop that cut of cars right where we got the first set from. And I think that that'll pretty much bring the stream to a close, and then more than do it. We'll be a little bit over 2 hours, but that's okay. Any content is good content. So once again, if you like the content, please go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit the notification so you know when I stream next or put up a video. And above all, thumbs up, helps the analytics, gets the videos out there, And especially if somebody does a search for train simulator, that's in my title, so hopefully we can get more people to find Run8. And the more people playing on any server, just not my servers, but on any server, it is a good thing. And then of course share it out. Friends, family, perfect strangers. Run down, just walk up to somebody strange and just go, hey, train simulators, Run8, you got to play it. And then they'll look at you and call the cops. Alright, F7 cheat. That just does the angle cocks and the air hoses. So we're going to go in. And let's get back on the ground here. Let's open this one all the way up. Go back to the end. Check this one. It is closed. Back to the front. Turn the bell off. I thought I had it on. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and go partial open on this one. We're going right up. We're going to go all the way up. It's dumping all the air. And we're coming right back down again. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. So, but we are going to go notch up a couple of notches here. Get the compressors running. Because I don't want to empty all the air out of the main reservoir. Oh, there it is. You just heard it right there. If you're listening, you can hear the compressor just kicked in. And it gives me a chance when I get done with this, go put some water. I need another cup. I do need another cup of coffee. I'm like almost awake. And Mike, are you ready to go play? I don't know. I haven't even looked at Discord. Don't even have it up yet. So main reservoir is holding that one. Main reservoir is coming up. Perfect. So we're pumping up the main reservoir. We're getting this. We're down to 80. This won't take that long. Get down to 70. Some people get to 80 and they'll open up. It's just my personal rule of thumb to get it down to 70 so we get proper air throughout the entire train. Airflow is slowing down because all the reservoirs on the cars are filling up. The brake pipe's filling up on all the cars. Allows us to release the brakes on the cars. And also guarantees that when I go full open, it doesn't dump air too fast and blow the PCS. And 70, there it is. Let's go full open. You can see how it jumped back up again, and it's going to start coming right back down again. But now we're full open. We're good to go. All right. This train is going to be a bit heavier because, well, except for the gondolas, which are empty, everything else is loaded with steel. See, that's the other thing I need to look at too, is the hump config at Waycross. But as long as the cars come in, if they're tagged for Baldwin, then I can bring them down. I can go to Waycross when I go up with this train, and anything else that needs to go to Waycross, and then come back and grab anything for Baldwin and bring it down here. And then just, use the switcher in Baldwin to to sort trains and then go ahead and make my deliveries. I think I might make Baldwin. I was going to make Waycross my yard, but I think I'm going to make Baldwin my yard. It's interesting. It's, yeah. That gives me an excuse to actually do some road trains, because I got somebody else had made a comment to me. He goes, "What's the matter? You don't like doing road trains?" No, it's I just prefer switching industries, and I think a lot of people do that too. But yeah, I think running a road train every so often, and it's not that far to go from Baldwin to Waycross and grab what I need, or even if I've got auto racks, and I think I've got some auto racks that need to go to. I think they need to go to Taft. So I think Baldwin would be a good midpoint. All right, let's go ahead. I am pulling out. Oh, that's the alerter going off. So I need to give myself a light. There we go. I got a light. Right? That's what I'm noticing, is that I guess that's the primary piece. And I noticed when I was watching Spur, he made the same thing. He goes, "That's like the bread and butter." His comment, "That's the bread and butter." I'm like, okay. And that's the other thing I don't do a lot of. I don't do a lot of intermodal stuff. I don't do a lot of auto racks, piggybacks, stack trains. So I've got to kind of force myself into doing the other content that is out there in Run8. So Baldwin might be my primary yard. Jack's ramp might be my secondary. Especially if Jack's ramp on the server is all jacked up, I'm going to have to get in there and fix it. So. And I just noticed, and of course, the other thing too, I tend to go where people aren't. Because right now, AGS is the new hot thing because it's brand new. And don't get me wrong, AGS is phenomenal. I love AGS. When it comes down to Norfolk Southern stuff, I mean, Pittsburgh Line East is a hidden gem. But I think AGS is for me is a much better to know or to learn Pittsburgh stuff, or not Pittsburgh, but Norfolk Southern stuff. So, and then the other thing I need to do, I really need to pull up the sheets so I can pay attention to the lights and what that is. I don't do enough of that either. And then the other piece is Norfolk Southern and CSX. They call their lights and they call their symbols and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I need to do that. What's up, Groot? Speaking of Groot, there he is. How you doing, sir? So I'm down here. I'm working the CMC or CSF industry. I just dropped some cars off over there. I'm pulling the ones out. I forgot my flag. Oh, you're right. See? But then again, you can play as prototypical or as realistic as you want. And I play very, very casual. And that's the thing with all my servers, and even the Southwest Rail Simulation server. All right, I'm starting a countdown timer there, Ken. We don't require checkout rides. The only thing that we really require is that you do not interrupt the fun of the other server users. So, things like if you have to leave, don't tie your train down on the main line. Thank you, sir. I'll call out when I'm almost there. Yeah, I got to do the same thing too, Groot. I got laundry I got to do. My daughter reached out to me. She's got some time to play some video games, and that's how she and I stay connected and talk about what's going on in her life, what's going on in my life. you know, and that kind of stuff. And then of course we like the paranormal game, so um, we're gonna be hunting demons and demonologist. And I think K Mike's gonna join us on that one. And K Mike, if you're listening, oh, here's a crossing. There you go. You got about 1,600 feet left to go, Ken. K Mike, it is going to be imperative. You have to keep your mic on because the ghosts, it is a piece that the ghosts that we're trying to hunt, they respond to our conversation. Some good, some not so good. Honestly, I got a lot of work to do. And Groot, I will fix it. It will. And I mean, I've got Devin's configurations. I'm going to look at those. I'm down here in Baldwin right now, and I mean, I was already in industry. This industry that I'm working today, it needs to be fixed. So, is there going to be a lot? Yes. Is the Southeast server going to be broken for a while? Yes. Is it going to be fixed? Yes. How am I going to fix it? Now I don't know. I mean, because I was talking about this earlier, I went looking for I got about 600 feet to go, Ken. I was looking for 1995, 2005 era CSX symbols, and they're hard to find. Everything that I found that said it was from that era was actually pointing to today. So I already have a website I can go to. And so there's that option. I may go and start using modern day tags. I did that on the Mohawk and Selkirk until I found that really good operations guide from the depot. That explained everything. But the operations guide from the depot for Southeast is garbage. I'm going to be, okay, that's it. I'm bringing her to a stop, Ken. Thank you. So I've got about 11 pounds on the train. Good. All right, let's go into reverse. Come off that. We're pushing. Double check. He's got me lined into Baldwin Yard. I don't think any other switches need to be thrown because it should put me right back on the track that I pulled that other cut of cars out of. So there's a lot of work to do down here. Hey, Santiago, good Saturday afternoon to you too. I hear my train going through Stephenville right now, and it's a Crescent train coming from Dublin to Granbury. There you go. All right, so we're just going to push back into the Baldwin Yard, and that'll be it for the end of the stream here. So next Sunday morning is what I'm looking at because my expectation is I will be working Saturday morning. So Sunday we'll be back. Where? I don't know yet. I was leaning toward NorCal again. There's a lot of work that need to be. I've got cars that need to be pushed over the hump in NorCal. And then I don't know. I for some reason I came on and decided to jump in. I looked at this at Southeast, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna focus on Baldwin Yard. That's gonna be my yard. Is Baldwin and Jack's Ramp are the two yards that I'm gonna work on first. So, oh, it's a night train. So why are you here talking to me? Why aren't you out there rail fanning it? Not that I don't want you to talk to me here, but I mean, I'd run out there, get your camera, rail fan it. I keep saying the same thing though, Santiago. I want to go get. I will look it up, but yeah, I want to. From here, I can hear BNSF go by, I can hear Union Pacific, and it will be one of my missions to go out and hang out over at our transportation depot, because Union Pacific goes by there. So I'll set up a chair and my cameras, and I use I have a Mevo. Was using this for softball. It's a nice little tiny portable, records in 4K, so I'll be using the Mevo to capture some Union Pacific coming through. Honestly, if whatever you know what, Groot, here's my answer to that question. I want you to do whatever is going to make you happy. Okay, that's my go-to answer. If you feel like working the hump in Waycross, if that's what's gonna make you happy, great. Something that, I mean, honestly, anybody that's on the server, if you see something that needs, hey, this industry needs to be changed, you know, you can DM me a message, or you can create like a Google Sheets document that you need, hey, these are the things that I see that need to be fixed, or these are my suggestions. I'm not saying I'm going to take all the suggestions, but I will definitely look at them. Oh, I know you do. I know you do, and that's, I mean, see us, this area here in the southeast, this is, you know, this is where you live, man. I get it. But even though this is where you live, I encourage everybody to check out the other DLCs. AGS is fun. NorCal, honestly, NorCal's fun. The way it's configured is configured for brand new people that have never played Run8 to jump in and get their feet wet. Honestly, and that's if you want to play. If you're kind of nervous about playing on the multiplayer servers, well, first of all, I'm going to tell you, don't be nervous. You know, join the TheLazyFarmer multiplayer servers, join the Southwest Rail Simulation servers. We're very friendly. We don't bite. We will get you through it. We will teach you. If you have a problem with Run8, hey, my Run8's not working right, reach out to me. I'm glad to work with you. My background is I used to work for Apple, and I was very good at guided directions. You know what? That I have that server up and running. I think SRS is going to have that server up and running as well too. So I would encourage you to get that one. I'd actually go, honestly, Groot, I'm going to tell you, you and anybody else that's lurking, get them all. Just get them all. That way you can jump around. Whatever mood strikes you, you can jump around. So it's kind of nice to work. You know, got a little bit of Conrail, CSX and Conrail action going here. I need to go to the pit. I haven't spent enough time on the pit. I will admit that. I've got, I think Devin and we've got a coal train to yank out of the up to the South Fork Secondary Y, and that'll be a long stream. So. Oh, hey, you know what? Just playing and hanging out, that's thanks enough. You know, I'm glad we got your Run8 sorted. So, and for those that I do have a how-to video on how I install Run8, and yeah, if you're having issues with Run8, or bottom line is, here's the rules. Okay, the TheLazyFarmer rules. Number 1, the first thing you do after you download a DLC or the base game, save it to an external hard drive. Number 2, save your email to an external hard drive. Number 3, highly recommend starting a Google Sheets. And I say Google because you can access it from any device, but start a Google Sheets with what DLC you purchased, the access code that they gave you for that DLC, and you can even drill down how much you paid for it, or you know, the date that you purchased it. But the idea here is, and I'm going to tell you because it helped me, if you lose a DLC, you can always go to Run8 Studios, send them an email with a copy of your activation code that they emailed you. Hey, I lost it. I lost a DLC. Can I get a replacement? They will replace it. Within less than 24 hours, I had a replacement. It's worth it. That's the first thing. Because I've had conversations with people that didn't back up their downloaded files, and they've lost everything because of hard drive. And I just had a hard drive meltdown. So if I didn't have this stuff, if I didn't have everything all backed up, I'd be in a world of hurt. So that's number one. Then number two, there's a process for installing Run8, and that's where that how-to video comes in, is the process for installing Run8, and it works. So it works. It fixes issues. As Groot here, I'm bringing that up because I did help Groot. I've helped a couple people that, yeah, he was having issues. We resolved all issues on his Run8. All right, so I recognize those locomotives. We're almost done pushing back into that track. And once we're back in where we started, we're good to go. Then these cars eventually will get added to a string of cars that'll go up to Waycross, and so that'll be my turn. I should do a video going from here to Waycross and back again. But I think just the trip from here to Waycross is about a 2-hour stream. And we got some cars here. Baldwin to Moncrief, and I think the TDSI is the industry. There's Baldwin to Miami. That one could be built on anything that's going outbound, and get it 8i to get those cars off this server. I need coffee. I think I'm almost about ready to say this is it. We're here. We're home. Ooh, there they are. Yours was a common mistake. So I think we're there. I think we're going to go ahead, stop right here. Let me bring this to a stop. Yeah, the other one I need like, okay, what's the Baldwin to Miami run? That's like the CSS tag. What is the Baldwin to Miami? I can find today's tag. I just can't find the other one. So I'm glad it runs awesome for you now. That's just a huge thing. All right, so we're gonna go Shift F5. I can come off the brake. Got the parking brakes all set on locomotives and on the cars. So this one, we're going to go ahead. Brakes are applied. We're going to go into isolate. Shut that one down, which I still like. They just don't stop like that. Looks like I need to call for fuel on this one, so we got a little Conrail right there. All right. And so for right now, we're going to leave it. So I'm going to jump back in here. Little things that I do. So F11, come back into here. I hit all these switches here. I make sure all switches are off. And if you watch the lever right there, lights are all off. Everything's off. We have a dead unit on the ground because they're MU'd. Those switches also turned off in this unit. We're good to go. All right, so that's it. Oh, Groot, you got to send me a message in Discord. Let me know if you got your rail driver. So that's a huge thing. And the first thing, it's already configured. If you buy a rail driver, Run8, all you got to do is plug it in. Just connect it to USB. The rail driver is natively part of Run8. And the only thing you do is you can configure it any way you want through Run8. Make sure you back up that file, though, too. Like everything else in Run8, back up, back up, back up. So before I start changing industries, I will save the appropriate files in Run8 so I can always revert it back. Why, I don't know, because it's kind of jacked up. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chatting with me. Man, you guys kept a lively chat. I appreciate that. So this is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer. I will be back later. I've got to make up for Farming Sim Friday. I didn't do it yesterday, so I will be doing Farming Sim later on this afternoon. And then I'll be hanging out in Discord, chatting and talking, and we'll go from there. So I've got an idea, got some things I got to work on here, but I'll be working on trying to fix the Southeast. So anyway, Ken, thanks for the help out there playing Dispatcher. Appreciate you very much. Santiago, CSX, and Wimpy, everybody. We'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.